Hey y'all, how you doing? It's Valerie here, and today is day 7 of the Seed a Day challenge that was issued by Flower Hill Farm. And I decided it seemed fun and I would participate on camera. And it's the time of year where I'm planting a bunch of seeds anyways, so it's the perfect timing to go ahead and make sure I'm planting at least one seed every day for the whole month of March. Yesterday, or the day before, I can't remember now, we planted, I think it was yesterday. Anyways, one of the days I planted this straw flower, and I didn't quite have enough vermiculite to go on it, so I brought out my other bag of vermiculite, and I'm going to go ahead and top off the straw flower. Do that first and foremost. Okay, let's set that up on the shelf there. Today's seed that I'm going to be planting is called Winged Everlasting. Hopefully I was able to get a clear shot of that little picture. And it's this really cool flower. They get these tiny little white flowers that would kind of remind you of a daisy in a way, but they're real papery, kind of like a straw flower. So I am working through my everlastings, and once again, everlastings are a plant that, when harvested before they go to seed, they keep their color and their shape when you harvest them and dry them. All right, let me find my straw flower, or my winged everlasting. Shoot, I have straw flower on the brain. There's my winged everlasting. There's my seed. I did finally remember to bring out a little towel to wipe my hands. They get overly dirty. And I'm going to grab a tag here and go ahead and make my plant tag before I get started. It's rather warm out today, and I had to go out for an appointment earlier, so I put on this turtleneck, and this turtleneck is going to be too hot before this day ends. It's supposed to be about 70 degrees today, but it's already over 70 in my greenhouse. So that it's just going to be really warm, and I might have to change out of this shirt, which is unfortunate because I hate having to change once I'm dressed for the day. And I know this isn't about plants, but it is kind of about weather, which loosely ties to plants. Okay, I've got my tag made, and it looks like, well, I can plant in this little container here. I was going to get another one of those Proven Winners containers, but this is around the same size. I think it's slightly shorter. No, it's about the same size. I'm just going to fill it up. And some of the soil in this bucket's dry because I still haven't watered it. So I'm just going to fill up my container, and then I'll just water the container. I have what are they called? I have a watering can full of water. I cannot think of the word watering can. I didn't get very much sleep last night, so my brain's a little slow. Got about 4 hours, maybe 5. Because I went to bed really late, and because I had to be up this morning early, I couldn't fall asleep. All right. That's full, and I'm just going to take this watering can, and I'm going to leave it in the tub so any excess water just leaks out and waters the soil that's in the tub. I like to plant in moist soil. And that's once again why we have the towel. Just wipe off my dirty hands. It's just a old bath towel that I've had in my house for a long time, and I was going to get rid of it, but I keep on forgetting about it, so it makes the perfect one to bring out here. You know, it's stained and it's full of holes, and I sometimes like to save older towels to use on my dogs, but that one I was going to throw away because it's very holy, but it's perfect for out here. I don't need something nice out here. I just need something that gets the excess mud off my hands. Okay, this needs, just says sun. I'm going to assume, like the other everlastings I planted, you don't plant very deep. So I'm kind of just going to surface sow these. And then pat it down to make sure it makes good contact with my soil. And then top it with some vermiculite. There's quite a few of these seeds in here, so I did not plant them all. Well, it says 250 seeds, and I would believe it. And that's, uh-oh, my water's leaking out. I don't want it to get on me. The only reason I care is I've got somewhere that I'm going later too. Anyways, what was I even talking about? I don't know. Hopefully it wasn't important. So now that I have this planted, I'm going to top it with some vermiculite. And go ahead and set it aside. Can't forget to put my tag in it. I'm going to go ahead and set it aside. I know that this is the seed a day challenge, but there might come a time, just based on the number of seeds that I need to plant, where I'm having to do at least 2 a day. And right now that's not the case, but I've been setting my seedlings aside that I need to plant for this year. And honestly, I might get to the point where I'm having to do 2 or 3 of these a day. But for now, until that point comes, we're still going to just do the seed a day. With that being said, this was day 7. I did the winged everlasting, and I will see you tomorrow for my next seed a day. Hey y'all, how you doing? It is day 8 of the seed a day challenge for March, and honestly, I think that this video will go up in conjunction with day 7. Today will actually be 7 and 8, and it will go up on the 8th. But with that being said, I guess I better grab a pot. We're just going to use another one of these empty Proven Winners pots. And I still did not get my bucket watered here, so I'm going to fill up this pot and water it. And then I'll figure out which plant I'm actually planting. I think that I have 2 or 3 more types of everlastings to get through before I move on to a different type of seed. I mean, I know that there are different types within the everlastings, but when I move on to a new category, I'm not sure what I'll be planting next. Okay. Ooh, that sun's coming out. It's going to get warm in here. I'm going to let that sit there and drain for a moment. We'll let that sit there and drain for a moment before I take it out. It's been we've had a couple of rain showers this morning, but it looks like that sun's going to come out. So I'm going to have to open my greenhouse doors and open the curtain, pin them back, because with that sun out, it's going to get really hot really quickly. And it's supposed to be in the 70s again today. It was in the 70s yesterday. It's supposed to be in the 70s again today. And then I think tomorrow it's supposed to be like 79 or 80. It's pretty warm, especially for this time of year. I mean, we usually have warm weather this time of year, but not quite this warm. So it is a little bit above average. All right, well, that's sitting. Let's figure out what I want to plant. I think that I'm going to plant these Billy Buttons. Now, I've never grown these before. Hopefully you're able to get a good... I noticed when I was editing, I've held up some pictures and I didn't give them quite enough time to focus, so I'm going to try to Hopefully that focuses. You can actually see the picture. I apologize for that. I just didn't notice it until I was editing. But I've never grown these before, but they make these little drumsticks. And surface sow. This one actually tells you, it says surface sow, cover seeds lightly, which I'll cover them with vermiculite. So transplant out after last frost when plants have 2 sets of true leaves. So these don't go out early, which I kind of assumed that. Okay. I feel like that's drained. How tall do these get? These get 12 inches tall and 12 inches wide is what it says. Okay. These do remind me of straw flower seeds, the seed part, not the fluffy part, or maybe even kind of like a bachelor button in a way, but not really. And I've got quite a bit of these seeds too, so I'm probably not going to plant them all. I'll have some for next year. But I like to surface sow things here just because it makes the whole process quicker and it takes up less space. And then by the time they're big enough to plant out, it'll either be time to plant them or I will pot them up. So you don't have to do it this way. If you don't like potting up, then you can do it 1 seed per cell. That's fine. Or whatever method you like to use. I don't mind potting up. I actually find it quite relaxing and I enjoy it, all except for the back pain because I don't have a back on my little stool here. I am hoping to remedy that soon, but that's neither here nor there. I enjoy the process of potting up. I like coming out here, turning on my music, and just potting up plants for an hour or so. Sometimes it's longer than that, but it's just it's just peaceful and I enjoy it. It's something that I don't mind. So planting them like this is no big deal for me. But if you don't like potting up, you can literally just pot them up in whatever size pot you need to. Do 1 individual plant and then be on your way. I like to do this because I can sow a lot of seeds in a really small area. And then whenever my plants come up, I know how many pots I'm going to need. I don't have to fill up cells and then not germinate. And then, if I've got a 4-pack and only 3 of them germinate or only 2 of them germinate, that kind of annoys me more than having to pot up in a way. And I mean, to each their own. There's no right way to do it. You just have to find what works for you. And for me, this is what works. Okay. I'm going to top that with some vermiculite and set it over on my shelf with my other seed a day plants so far. And let me wipe up this water before I get myself dirty. Not that I care too much. But I did not put my tag on it. Maybe I didn't make a tag. I might not have made a tag for this one. Better do that. See, that's the thing, is I already have the tags printed up and I just put them in the container with the seeds. Now, do I have a tag? Yep. I'm going to need to bring more tags out. This is the last one I have out here. How many times can I say tag in a short amount of time? All right. That one's labeled. But whenever I have packages like this where I don't use all the seeds, I have the little baggies. I try to keep those in stock because, they're like 1 inch by 2 inch or something. I don't know. Anyways, I like to keep those because I do a bunch of seed swaps. And it's what most of them prefer that you use. But what I like to do is dump all the seeds out of here into one of those clear bags and then put it back in the original container so I know what it is. But I need to take this in and do that, so I'm not going to just put it back in this case because I want to make sure I get this in the baggie and none of my seeds fall out everywhere before I put it up. Okay, y'all, that was day 8 of the Seed a Day in March challenge. And like I said, I think this one's going to be combined with day 7. I'm not 100% sure on that, but in my mind, 7 and 8 are going to go up together because I already have an upload for the 7th. So I still followed along. I still planted a seed on the 7th, but it won't go up until the 8th, and it'll go up in conjunction with this video. I hope that's not confusing. Sometimes I think I describe things, and then people are confused about it. Either way, I really, truly appreciate you so much for watching with me and following along. And once again, just give me a little note of what you're doing in your garden right now. Are you in the cleanup phase? Are you just in the organization phase where you're getting things ready to start planting? What are you planting? I know for me, here in a few days, it's going to be tomato starting time, which is always exciting. I can't wait. Can't wait to have tomatoes. My tomatoes last year were horrible. I only got like maybe 1 or 2 harvest baskets full. And that was really disappointing. I mean, it was good because I still got to taste fresh tomatoes, but it was bad because I had so many tomato plants that just didn't produce because of gardening conditions and neglect. And not so much neglect as much as the weeds just grew faster than I was able to take care of them, and I did not get mulch down in time. That was the biggest problem. There was too much weed competition, so they just failed to thrive. They failed to get big. And that was very sad. It was due to a lot of things, but this year I'm going to tackle it a little differently, and hopefully that puts me in a good place for my stuff to thrive. Thanks for listening to my ramble. I appreciate you guys so much. I will see you on the next one. Bye.